Looks like we are on preview, but I think we're actually live. Can you see me and hear me well?
I can hear you too. Yeah.
Oh, good. That's just for you.
If you're talking to our Facebook friends.
Yep. Now let's talk to our Facebook friends. Hello, everyone in Facebook land. It is good to see you on this second day of 2020.
Yes, a new decade.
Brand new decade. It's funny because I remember looking back 10 years ago when my twins were born and realizing that I had spent the last 10 years working on a book that I had not finished, and thought, oh, wow, I've got twins now. The next 10 years are going to go by even faster. And indeed, the last 10 years have flown by. Having twins.
You do. And then wait till you get to a certain age and you're like, whoa, where did it all go? When our parents say time flies, they weren't kidding. It really does. Really, really does.
Yeah. And I think too, when we're as as conscious of what we're doing, that there's an extra acceleration. I think that we're very much in the present, and even being in the present all the time, when you look back and say, oh my, wow, look at how far we've come. And you and I have known each other for about 2 years. And for everybody that's just joining us, this is AmondaRose. How do you pronounce your last name?
I go to the store.
So simple.
Well, I go to AmondaRose's events.
I love that.
I have to remember that one. That's good.
You've not used that before?
No.
That's great. Well, I would go to AmondaRose's events, but not to this one. I'm going to hear about it. Again, we met about 1.5 years ago through a very dear, close friend of both of us, Shannon Gronich. And she had already been speaking with you for a long time. And so I was really excited to see you. And you do command the stage so well, and you help other people to model. You model for other people how to be a great host of your own event.
Oh,
and I've been wanting to be more connected, and now you're coming to my event in February, and you have your own event in April, and it's for women only.
Yes, and yours is not.
Mine is not.
And this is the first time that I've ever done it for women only. I really felt called. It was interesting because all my events have been open to men and women. I went to yoga in the morning, got out of my car, and my guidance said, I like to call it my angels, whatever you want to call it, said this needs to be a women's only event. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm following that calling that I got.
And I so admire that. I have goosebumps right on my shoulder blades where angel wings would pop out.
Kind of looks like I'm wearing them a little.
Yeah, that's cute. Like little butterfly wings, absolutely. And that idea of following your guidance, it's such an important piece of being able to live a soulful life. Is you get these messages, and so often we can pass them off and let our ego mind start to think, oh, we don't want to leave anyone out. I don't want to sound sexist or whatever it might have been that may have come up, but maybe none of that did because you know about following your guidance. Did it just pop into your head then, or had it been coming to you?
Literally, because people have said to me, and there's a philosophy in business which you may or may or not agree with, and some of you may have heard, is if you really narrow in your niche, you'll be more successful. And some women and some men have chose to niche to a particular female or male. And I've always said, well, I love working with my male clients. They're heart-centered. That's what I am. So that's what I always attract. And why would I want to do that? So when I literally got out of the car and that's what my guidance system said to me, I was like, really? And they're like, mm-hmm. And it was interesting because I actually tried to do it at my previous six-figure empowered speaker event. However, I already had men coming, so I couldn't when I got that. I couldn't say, no, you can't come. And I actually wanted to call it a women's event, and I got a little nudge from my friends and colleagues who said, you cannot call it a women's event if there's men. I said, but I'd be okay with it. They said, some women wouldn't. They'd be like, well, there's guys here. How could that be a women's event? And so I had to kind of just say for women for the last one. And this one is 100% women. My audio visual is women. Every person that will be there.
Team is all women.
It's all women. You know, I figured if I had to, I have the same person I've used for many years, and he has a team. Sometimes he comes, and I said, if we can we make it just women? So that's what we worked out.
That's so beautiful. We've talked about the saying before, the Dalai Lama's quote, that Western women will save the world. And I really do believe it's because of this ability to stand in your power and to be able to have women's groups and to be able to, you really do embody the divine feminine and masculine in a way that when you're in community together, it can just show up very, very powerfully and really literally change the world.
Yeah. And this is in no way saying, you know, men aren't this, men aren't that. It's really what the focus was, to create community, right? Because women love to hang with other women. They feel, some women, and not all, feel just a little bit more safe, a little more secure. That's whatever their experience is. It's not how I feel. I feel perfectly safe with both. And it was also for women to see how they can learn things from men presenters, and men presenters can learn things from us. So if you don't mind, Mark, I'd just like to share something, is that men do something really well, is they hold their value better than most women. They stand in who they are. They don't waffle and kind of going, oh, I don't know. They don't care as much. They want to deliver their information, and they share it, and they hold the value of what they offer. And when it comes to pricing themselves as a speaker or their programs, they own it better than women do. Not all, but many. And women, not all, but many, really know how to come from the heart, to come from a place of service, and to be able to really connect emotionally with an audience. They want to be with them. So what I love about Six Figure Empowered Speaker event is that I'm going to teach people how to do both, because that's what I've learned to do over the 15 years that I've been in business. And I think, Mark, that's what you do so beautifully. That's why your event is doing so well, is because you come from a place of service and heart, but you also know your value as well.
I think you said it exactly. And I was using the words embodying the divine masculine and feminine, and that's specifically what it is. And again, there are certain generalities, but they're generalities for a reason, that there is this training of men, it being okay to stand in your who you are. One of the reasons I think why I have most of my clients are women, and most of my partners are women, and why I have great relationships. I had a lot of practice. I was raised by my mom and two sisters. And in that process, some of those masculine qualities I looked at as not being positive. My mom was also surrounded by other single women or divorced mothers, and raising them, and their fathers being absent. And so it took a long time for me to be able to kind of own those masculine type of energies. Yeah. But just realizing that an energy can be we can have both of those energies. Doesn't really matter, and there's all different parts of the spectrum. But what you're talking about is fusing those together to be all of who you are. And for a woman to be all of who she is on stage is a very, very powerful thing.
Yeah, and I've had men who've come to the event who said, you know, I love watching you, because you just kind of, when I see you, you just blend the masculine and the feminine. You go from masculine to feminine, masculine, feminine. And it's just, that's the art of speaking, really, because you have to be strong and you have to be heart-centered at the same time.
And it is such an art to be able to balance those. And it's so easy to kind of get sucked into one or the other. So I love the way that you do model it. Tell us a little bit more about the event. Where is it? How do people register? I'm going to put the links and everything below, but what is it that women will get out of it when they leave the event? What will they have differently in their lives?
Thank you. Thank you for asking, Mark. I focus on three things. I focus on, and there are 3 M words, which is magnetize, monetize, make an impact. And the magnetize part is unlike many other speaker trainers who would teach you the business side of speaking, they don't teach you the delivery side of it. So I teach you, what do you do with these darn arms, right? How do you interact with the audience so you feel like you are engaging with them rather than talking at them? How do you share your personal story so that they literally are hanging on every word that you're sharing? So I teach all the basics of speaking at an advanced level. And then also the monetized part of it, the second M, is how do you make money as a speaker? So I have an entire day focused on booking speaking engagements. How do you find them? What do you say when you find them? What do you do once they're ready to book you? How much do you charge? I go over all the speaker marketing things that you need, everything. And I give you templates, scripts, checklists. So that is part of the VIP day. And then also in the general mission, along with the VIP training, we also go over what kind of things could you offer to an audience to make it a no-brainer. So it's the monetized side of it, because as women, we're great at wanting to make a difference, but we often, not all, and not always, but often struggle with making money. So I think you can have a great impact and make money. So the make an impact part is so that you can ultimately reach more people and change more lives. Because I think you're driven by the same thing I am. I'm driven by making impact. Yes, I have an amazing, successful, and wonderful business, but my goal is to make an impact. The other is a byproduct of all the work and the training and the things that I've done to create the money side of it. So it's magnetize your audience, monetize your message, and make an impact.
I love that. And I think you're right. Most of the people that come to me as well are coming because they want to make a greater impact. Mm-hmm. We realize that when they're making greater income, they can make a bigger impact.
Right. There's a great saying, right? The more money people, I know it's not the exact wording, but the more people that you help, the more money that you'll make. And the more money that you make, the more people you have helped.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think there's a lot of it around the beliefs, the money mindset, that we're trained that if you're coming from the heart, how can you charge for that? Do you do mindset stuff as well, or is it just the actual strategy?
Yeah, absolutely, because people really struggle with that. And this was me too. I was a social worker 15 years ago. When I started my own business, I was actually working for a nonprofit as a fundraiser, but I was a social worker prior to that. That's what my degree is in. I'm all about service. I didn't have a clue how to charge, what kind of programs I could offer, none of that. And so I think the mindset part, you have to address it, because you can have the most beautiful programs. You could say, this is the best or the ultimate thing in the industry. However, if you cannot ask for the sale, for somebody to make an investment in your program and openly receive that, because that's the two sides of it. You have to ask for it and you have to openly receive it. If one of those are disconnected or both of those disconnected, it literally stops the flow from happening.
Yes, absolutely. And then again, like you said, the more income that you're making, the more impact that you have made. Is that actually part of the training? How do you include the impact? Are you talking about the different ways that you can create impact?
Yeah, so the different way, it's really my focus is on speaking, right? So it is, your impact can be in different speaking modalities. So we talk about how to present on video, because I used to be like a deer in headlights. I was horrible, right? So what do you do when that video camera's on? So how do you book interviews, podcasts, Facebook Live interviews like this, live audiences, conferences, international conferences? So that's really where the impact side of it comes in. It comes from you getting out there and reaching more people and having people obviously eventually invest in your services or pay you to speak. But also too is, how do you reach people in the virtual world as well? Because that's your fastest way to the international audience.
Absolutely. Yes. And that it is amazing, the world that we live in, how global it can be. And the idea of getting somebody live to an event, talk about the impact that you can make. I mean, it's one thing to be able to just share some ideas here with a large mass audience online, but when you're in an audience and you're face to face in that room, the energy and the impact, like you said, from hearing somebody's story, I love. To me, it's almost like entertainment. It really is. There's a fan of it.
Yep. One of my old clients said it's like edutainment, like education, entertainment, right?
Absolutely.
There's an art to it. We can't just, the audience expects us to be extraordinary, not ordinary.
Absolutely. So again, we're going to put some of the links down below. Tell us about the dates. When is the event and where?
Thank you for asking. It is in beautiful Hutchinson Island, Stuart, Florida. So it's on a barrier island between the ocean and the river. It is gorgeous, absolutely spectacular. I have people coming from Tennessee, Ohio, because some people might think, oh, it's in Florida, can't travel. Other people are traveling in, so it makes a lot of sense for you to do the exact same thing. So it's April 16th to the 18th, 2020. And we have great rates on the hotel room of $147, I think $145 a night or $142 a night. So I got a great savings on that, and you will just love every moment of it.
That's awesome. So you're there, it's 3 nights plus there's a bonus night, or that was with the...
Yeah, so actually let me elaborate that on, and you also asked me to share the link. It's empoweredspeakerevent.com. That's empoweredspeakerevent.com. That will forward you to a page on my website. You can learn all about the event. You can find out the content that I'm going to be sharing. You can see video of the actual event, so you can get the vibe of how I teach and how I train, and the connection that the other people make in the audience as well. So that's empoweredspeakerevent.com. And then your question mark again is, I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, that's okay. Now I have a different, can I post the Yes. AmondaRose.com?
Yeah, that will take you directly to the page. It's the fastest way to get there. Yeah. And so you had asked me, there are 2 ticket options. There's a VIP ticket option, which is 3 days. And there is a general admission ticket option, which is 2 days. So the difference is the VIP option includes the first day of training, which is the 16th, which is all about how to get speaking engagements with ease in 30 days or less. So you have everything, literally everything you need to go ahead and get speaking engagements, from interviews to live audiences. I talk about how much to charge. I give you templates and scripts and everything. So this is a copy of the past workbook. So more than about 3/4 of it is the VIP day. So there is checklists, scripts, everything in here, titles and taglines. I give you literally fill in the blank stuff for your speaker bio, everything. So that's the VIP day, April 16th. And then 17th and 18th is VIP and general admission, which is all about sharing your story, how to present on video, how to monetize your offers, how to handle your money mindset, everything else that you need.
I love it. I love it. And I work with so many people who work with speakers, and I love that we can collaborate together and help people do speaking in different ways. It sounds like that's an all-inclusive package where somebody can come in there and leave ready to get booked in 2020. Mm-hmm. We're meeting in February. Again, there are going to be other event producers and speakers. And what is it that you're looking for as far as in 2020 beyond this event, whether it's for partnerships or collaborations or what you're creating beyond this event, that people might come to see you at our event?
Could you ask that?
Yeah. So what is it? What is your vision as far as coming to an event around collaborations?
Yeah.
So Soulful Leadership Mastermind is all around collaboration.
In reference to Mark's, I think because, you know, a long time ago, and I'll be totally upfront, is I really struggled with the whole mindset of competition. Somebody would share a speaker website with me and I would tank myself out, right? Oh my God, they're this, they're that. I really hold the space of what I have to offer, and I love to support people in creating a bigger vision of what they want. So I have, obviously, we all have tools and toolboxes that we can share with other people, which are great, and strategies to help them uplift their business. And for me, I'm coming to the event also to see what the next level of my business is. You know, I have reached a certain level, and I would like to see what kind of ideas get spawned, created from your event as well. So when it comes to Mark's event, I love to share. I love to teach. I love to help. I'm a great problem solver, so I look forward to helping people solve whatever problems they're experiencing. And I know that many of all your folks are the same at your event, and sharing, seeing where it gets created, where there's a great synergy. How can we support each other? How can we help each other? How can we take our visions to the next level?
Beautiful. So well said. I kind of threw you the ball and you said it so well.
I try.
You did. Thank you so much. Again, because it is about masterminding and about all of us lifting as we climb and being able to recognize other people's genius without it affecting your own.
Yes, right. That's the place I am in my business, and because I've let go of the thing that everybody has to like me, love me, right? I am who I am. I'm finally, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am finding a place that I'm really solid in what I do, what I have to offer, and how I can support other people in creating what they want and creating collaborations. Yeah.
And that's a big piece of it. So like our event is 3 days. The first day is all about connecting to who you are. And as I was saying earlier, you're such a great example of that. So to be able to have all these different people sharing their own perspectives about who we are as a collective and who we are individually, I really love that sharing. And then the idea about the offer, the transformation that you provide, and understanding how you deliver it and how each person delivers it, and being able to co-create new ways of innovating in this industry, because that's really one of the things I love is that there's a freshness about you. Like when we come into an event and you bring yourself, even when you're going to other people's events, like you show up fully, and I think that's a big piece of how we're innovating collaboration, and the idea of not having competition, but co-opetition. And
Oh, I love that. Co-opetition. Hashtag co-opetition.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, we can have different events and be able to promote each other, even if we're doing similar things. And our clients can get stuff from each other that they can't necessarily get from us. So I just love the idea that that you're open to sharing and to bringing everything that you have to the mastermind part of it. And again, the third day, all about connecting to your soul tribe. You have such a way of connecting that being able to share that, and just being in a room full of people that are all connecting in that same way and reflect each other. I'm just really, really excited to have you as part of our event. Thank you.
I'm excited to be there. And Mark, can you tell us what the URL is so that people can, I'm going to ask you that.
Yeah, that's funny. So I'm going to actually put it in the slide as well. It is markporteous.com/vision 2020 soulful leadership mastermind retreat. So I'll put that in there because it should be a much simpler one. We both have kind of long URLs for memorizing.
Yeah, that's why I have empoweredspeakerevent.com. So yeah, you wouldn't remember AmondaRose.com/empowered speaker event.
And it is a great lesson in doing events. Being able to have a simple way and a redirect. That's something I'll work on today.
Well, in no way wasn't, Mark is amazing and he knows so much. So I'm in no way.
No, it's just, again,
I should be teaching Mark anything.
Well, I'm really, again, excited about all of the experts that are there who do events, and to be able to learn on the fly. I'm incorporating what I'm getting from my mentors like you right into the event, and being able to share that with everybody else as we do it. So
Awesome.
I have a lot more interviews coming up. You're my very first one for 2020.
I'm honored.
Great way to start off the year. And I see a lot more of us playing and working together.
Fabulous, fabulous. And please, if you're watching this video, check out Mark's event. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm going to be there. And then obviously, if you're interested, you can always message me about six-figure empowered speaker event for women as well. I'm happy to answer any questions, but make sure you check out Mark's event too.
And I've got a link also for your Facebook group. Is it okay if I post that link to the Facebook group too?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a private Facebook group. You have to answer some questions to join. And I'm always sharing great tips and information, collaboration opportunities in there as well.
Yes, good way to get started right away. Well, AmondaRose, I am so grateful for our connection and look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Same here. Thank you, Mark. You are an absolute sweetheart, and everybody that meets Mark loves Mark. So if you have